Is it possible, whether in history, whether today, whether in the future, there could be a human being somewhere who is feared by the gods? We want to explore this interesting idea so that we can learn and perhaps rediscover how to be feared by the gods, if that is possible. Well, enroll into our Bantu Foundations and via Bantu University. We want to thank you so much for watching our videos, for liking them, for subscribing, and for leaving a comment. You can share these videos with them, as many people as possible, as we look into the issue of studying through Bantu Foundations, so that you can go on to study ancient African mysteries or melanin dominant mysteries. We want to explore the topic around the power that you have, because we know that in ancient times and in our traditions as melanin dominant human beings and our spirituality, the concept of a true name holds immense power. A human being's name is not just an identifier, but a key that unlocks that human being and exposes what is inside that human being. To know and wield a secret name, even of a god, is to hold dominion over that divine force. Even the gods themselves feared the revelation of their true names, lest they be bound, controlled, and be under contract by mere or to mere mortals. Yet this is not the way to become one of those whom the gods fear. One of the most famous myths illustrating this fear is the tale of Isisu and Ra. The great solar deity, wary, old, and still with wisdom, was tricked by the cunning goddess Isisu, who fashioned a venomous serpent that went and beat him. As Ra suffered, he found his divine magic failing from the serpent's poison, known to be poisonous, and only Isisu knew how to cure that. Isisu offered him salvation, but at a cost. She said he had to reveal his true name. In his desperation, the god Ra, the primordial god Ra, relinquished his secret, allowing Isisu to absorb this power and elevate her son Oresu to supremacy. This myth suggests a profound truth. Even gods can be vulnerable if their essence and their nomen proprium, their actual name, is known. All the names that we call upon using the god's name are not their actual nomen proprium. If a mere mortal could wrestle such power from a deity, how much more formidable would that human being become if they wielded many names of many gods? If the divine fears exposure, then what terror must a man inspire if he commands those hidden truths? But as indicated before, knowing the names of gods will not make you one of those that the gods fear. What about prayers of demand, which is a forgotten weapon? In ancient Africa, prayers were not always supplications, they were commands. Many traditions contain invocations where mortals did not simply beg the gods for assistance, but demanded the gods to comply with their demands. This is seen in Hamitic, Yoruba, African, melanin dominant, and many other traditions that are still connected to the levels of animism, where priests and seers, through precise knowledge of divine attributes, could exert influence over the spiritual hierarchy, and the gods would bend to their will. To name a god in invocation was to summon it. To call upon its hidden name was to bind it. Some humans mastered the art of divine negotiation, ensuring their commands could not be refused. If knowledge was power, then true knowledge of God's nature, or a god's nature, and its name was a weapon. This was why deities carefully guarded their names and gave general names to those who uncovered their true name. These human beings would definitely become feared even in the heavens and many other dimensions. Yet this too was conditional, was only temporal, was only power for that time, and it never caused you to become permanently the one whom the gods would fear. The notion that is gods or spirits might fear anybody is a provocative idea. Here is why. The possibility exists that the real, and if so, the unsettled command of respect from divine beings could actually be coveted and gained. Let us lay the fundamentals here. 3 basic fundamentals to this truism. The first one is that the real creator, the name of the real creator is unknowable. The real creator is nameless, is not a spirit, is not a being. Of the unknowable, we are taught, it is written, I am the hidden one, the one who cannot be seen. I am the mysterious one, whose name is not known, and no one knows that name. So we are safe there. It's not that the real creator is unknowable in itself, but that we human beings or anything created has no capacity to grasp the real creator. Now, we know that there are others who know the name of their gods. We have a mental and a spiritual image and connection of their God in their perception and consciousness. But what you know is wrong. It is not the real creator, but an idol. If your God has a name, whether Allah, whether Yahweh, whether Jesus, and you have a mental image, or you understand even a small little aspect of that God, you are an idolater. You are an idol worshipper. Because the real creator cannot be known. Idols are not feared. So to be feared by them gods, you need more than this type of idolatry. You need to know first the primacy of where you came from, not who you are. Because when you know that the kingdom of heaven is within you, and when you know yourself, you shall find that power that even the gods will be fearful of you. But what is the kingdom? Now, we want to read about the assurance of the spiritual transcendency from the book of Coming Forth by Day, chapter 17. Go and read this chapter today. There's a section there that says, I am one with the hidden God. This hidden God is the unknowable one. So this person who is writing here, he said, I am one with the hidden God. Next, my soul is a star in the heavens. What is a star? It shines. It's more powerful. It's beyond reach. And no darkness shall overcome me. Right? This is an awakened soul. This is an awakened human being. If we go to others now that teach a lot of stuff, like Christianity, they say, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. In Ezekiel 18, verse 4 and 20. We know from the Hermetica that we are taught that darkness will be preferred to light, ignorance will be preferred to life, and death will be thought more profitable than alive. Didn't you hear that somebody died for your sins? This is what they thought. Then the madmen will be thought of as brave. Those that cause jihad, those that fight in crusades, and the wicked will be esteemed as good. As to the soul and the belief that it is immortal by nature, or may hope to attain immortality, 2 conditions. May hope to attain immortality, as I have taught you. All this they will mock at, and will even persuade themselves that it is false. So why does he say may hope to attain immortality? Because they are young souls that go through cycles and cycles and cycles, and they are older souls that wake up one time, they hear a message like what we are sharing here, they wake up instantaneously, and they know, oh well, I'm an immortal, so yes, I'm part of the divinities. So if you read the Hermetica, it says that the gods, the righteous gods, will depart the earth from mankind, a grievous thing, and only evil angels will remain, who will mingle with men and drive the poor wretches by force into all manner of reckless crime, into wars and robberies and frauds, and all things hostile to the nature of the soul. So this is the problem now. Once you know the nature of the soul, then you know the things that are hostile to that nature. But the question is, where did the soul come from? Let's look at what the soul says itself. The soul's proclamation of its divinity. We read from the pyramid text. It says, I am a soul more noble than the gods. That is our key. More noble than the gods. Which means that which is in your soul, there is something in your soul which is much, much more noble than the divinities. Your spirit, your soul, your divine spark. It says, I have come into being. You hear that? As kepiri. Kepiri means transformation. So the soul dies when it comes into the mother's womb, in a woman's womb, and then it also becomes alive when the body dies at your death, if you were awake. It says the self-created one, eternal and shining. That's why we have this sign here. This sign means this comes from infinity, crosses the boundaries, and comes into humanity. And then he is putting it into your nostrils. So the soul is connected with your breathing in and out of oxygen. Around that, your soul is connected in that. Now, when the soul is liberated, according to the pyramid text, utterance 667, it says, my body is not the end of me. So you die, you leave that body. For I am a soul of light. I ascend beyond the tomb, beyond matter, and embrace the heavens. All dimensions. You become all dimensions. You become all dimensions. Need I say more? No. So if you know that, you are in a position that is truth. Now, from all this, we become aware of this truth that humans have an immortal soul. And that immortal soul did not come from the gods, but came to us via the gods as conduit through which the shard of the unknowable real creator passed through the chasm, the waters of Nunu, to the gods, and then to us, and now it's buried in matter and is represented by the Ankh. Therefore, any human who realizes this is free from the gods, cannot have, and the gods cannot have absolute power over such a person. But they may trick you, they may fool you, they may frighten you, they may test you, but at the end of the day, most of the divinities, most of the gods, the righteous gods, primordial gods, and even the other gods want to help you because you're a soul. But how can a mortal human become one whom the gods really fear? This notion that the gods and the spirit will fear such a person comes from that person who knows the fact of their divine spark, and on top of that, gather the courage to refuse to compromise that inner divinity or autonomy. They don't kneel to anybody. That's a fact. There is much more to this subject. If you want to become one whom the gods fears, all this, the threat to hierarchical power, sovereignty of the soul, existential autonomy, alignment with the universal truths, rejection of transactional spirituality, this is where people sell their souls and for trinkets. This is a fact. So there is more to this than what meets the eye. The soul's origin beyond the gods, realization as liberation, why the gods fear such a human being. We've got a lot of that information here, because you must become one whom the gods fear. Anyway, there are many areas of growth that we want to explore and share with you. Areas of growth like the parallels in Gnostic, which is an African tradition anyway, found in Africa, and the Hamitic, the one that we are almost every time sharing with you. The divine spark, the ba, the ka. Ba means to light. Umoya, mweya, your spirit, your soul. The hermetic resonance, the corpus hermetica, what it teaches. And it says, he who knows himself knows the all. What does that mean? How can I put that into practical applicability? And then there are challenges and paradoxes in this theme that we are discussing today. We can't discuss this in this video. It will become massive. It's a subject that is a lifelong subject. It is unfortunate if we desire to discuss this deeper and deeper, because we will end up chopping and giving briefs here and there instead of really giving you step by step, knowing the role of the gods and knowing immortality versus immortality, knowing the ethics of that autonomy, so that you do not become trapped in the waters of Onyunyu. These are subjects that are a lifelong study. Even most of our teachers in Marifado Family Network still learn this and explore this, but they are able to teach you the fundamental in your soul. And this is the type of food that I want. It means you are waking up. Therefore, what it calls you to do is a simple process. Enroll into Bantu University, and we can explore this subject and its many other, knowing how you can study these subjects. You are on your own. You are as free as a bird. You won't be defeated by anything, and you will become that whom the gods will fear. Thank you very much for listening to our video, and you can enroll today. Visit us on this website or send us an email on lmtumizulu@marifato.org and indicate exactly where you want to be enrolled into. Our registrar and chief executive will get in touch with you and enroll and put you into our WhatsApp group. And once you are in our WhatsApp group and we've got enough people, then we can start to give you the lessons. Each lesson is a video, 45 minutes. There's no video that is less than 45 minutes, and there are more than 20 videos of this area that we want to deal with. This is different from bound foundations, which you can enroll and start bound foundation. It's very few videos there. So I want to thank you so much and say subscribe to our channel, and let us learn to go beyond what we have been taught today. And the soul is not a creation of the gods, but is a fragment of an ineffable primordial source, the unknowable real creator. The gods in this framework are intermediaries or custodians of cosmic order to allow you to have this environment in this universe to live so that you can express your own divinity. The conduit through which the gods gave us this is reincarnation and incarnation. And when you die, your divine spark will face a challenge, an opportunity, whether that's the light that they see or whatever. But you need to prove most of the things that we are saying here. So the unknowable real creator dwells beyond the chasm, and the waters of Nyunyu is where the gods and the ancestors, the righteous ancestors in our universe, many other lives. So remember to reclaim your sovereignty as a divine being, and that you can do if you enroll into our band foundations. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Your Manager Topi, priest teacher Rabbi LM Tumizukunikeni Mjakanja says, yes, you came from the unknowable source, but you died and you are asleep. You need to wake up and to remain awake, because you repeat again this type of life. You are dwelling in matter, full of Isfet and full of Maati and full of aliens and full of other gods. This is the truth. Amen.
If you're a spiritual seeker, you need to see this. Introducing the ultimate tool for your journey. Imagine transforming profound spiritual truths into breathtaking effortlessly. With Free from Gods, this dream becomes reality. Metaphysical concepts or key passages bring your vision to life. Unveiling deep spiritual insights has never been this easy. Share revolutionary knowledge, expand your understanding, and connect with something greater than the physical realm. Elevate your content and inspire your audience with thought-provoking and dynamic storytelling. Whether you're a truth explorer or a visionary creator, Free from God is your gateway to new dimensions. So why wait? Embark on a journey beyond the ordinary. Amplify the message of Free from God in the most way possible. Try it now and set your spirituality in motion. Your audience is waiting for the next revelation.